So this production is 3 one-act plays written by David Tristram, and it's an evening in Little Grimley. So each one-act play is about a production that the group are putting on. So it's a theatre group that have dwindled in numbers over the years and left with 4 behind. And each play they're trying to find how they can bring the most audiences in. And they are a load of weird and wonderful ways and ideas to bring them in. But I won't tell you any more about the ideas that they have because that'll ruin the plot, but they're very funny. So we're going to kick off with Last Tango in Little Grimley, which is the theatre group potentially putting on the last play that they'll ever do, and then we're going to move on to Lockdown in Little Grimley, which is the theatre group coming back after the lockdown and the pandemic that happened in 2020, and then we're going to end it with Panto in Little Grimley, which is them putting on their version of a pantomime and all the weird and wonderful things that come along with selling the most tickets that they possibly can do for a pantomime. So I've seen a couple of these Grimley plays directed and performed in the local area over the last couple of years, and I have to say that they have been my favourite plays to watch. They're so funny, they're so well written, and they're so clever, and they link into each other so well. I think there's a series of 6 or 7 plays now, so it's making a choice of which ones to do, but I've chosen the 3 that I've chosen because I feel that they flow really well together. And the titles were all quite nice. I don't know if anyone has seen or read any of the other ones, but I think these 3 fit quite nicely, and I think it's really poignant to have the lockdown in Little Grimley in there as well. We've experienced lockdown, we've experienced the pandemic, and I think it's a really nice way to reflect on that as well. Really well. So I've got a cast of 4 people who I'm really over the moon with. I couldn't have picked a better cast, I don't think. So we've got Connor Parkinson playing Bernard, who's the ever-suffering set builder who doesn't want to do anything but build a set and always manages to get roped in to the few odd lines that he has absolutely no interest in. We've got Joyce, who only wants to do musicals and only wants to sing, and is always doing everything she possibly can to anger the main man, Gordon. Rebecca is playing Joyce. This is her first role in a play with Tills Little Theatre, so I'm over the moon to have cast her. But we have Margaret, who is a bit of a diva. She's played by Karen Ward. So Margaret is likes to be the leading lady and have a bit of control, have a bit of say. And then we have Alex Clark playing Gordon, who is the chairperson of the group and who kind of leads them and leads the way, but also coming up with his own very unique ways of selling tickets. Well, the other productions that I've directed, so we did Kind of Leave the Stage a couple of years ago. I've directed Aladdin the pantomime, and more recently I directed How the Other Half Loves, which was an Alan Ayckbourn play. Them 3 in themselves are massively different plays. The only common theme really is that they're all comedy. This play is different again because it's 3 one-act plays rather than a one piece of work. The staging is massively different, so this has got quite a plain stage where the others in the past have had quite complex staging and sets needed. So whilst it's a comedy, it is totally different. It's 3 one-act plays. They follow each other really well. It's a very small cast, so it is different in its own way. Yeah, so I started at Tills Little Theatre back in 2015 or 16 in the pantomime Robin Hood and the Babes in the Wood. I remember that I was one of the, I think I was like, I was in the comedy duo like henchman type role, and Alex Clark, who is Gordon in this play, was actually the Sheriff of Nottingham. So that was a great first start to Tilsley. I've got a younger daughter as well, so she was she was quite young at the time. I think she would have only been about 10 maybe, so she was in the chorus, and that was really important to me at the time, to be able to share that with her. So we've done pantomime ever since, really, and yeah, I started acting in some of the plays, and then decided to try my hand at directing, and I think I've been really lucky in that I've been allowed to pick things that I wanted to do. So it's been great, really. One of my proudest moments, I think this year at the NODA Awards, actually. So we were all nominated, so the whole company was nominated for various awards. Last year was quite a challenging year for a lot of people. Obviously coming out of lockdown and then rebuilding lives, I think it's taken its toll on a lot of people, and we're absolutely no different to that. So last year was a challenging year, but to have achieved so much in the theatre, it really makes you step back and think that things are going really, really well. So I suppose for me, directing The Other Half Loves was a massive achievement for me, and the fact that then everybody who was in the play got nominated for an NODA Award. I was nominated for an NODA Award, the staging was nominated. It was amazing, and then the fact that we had 2 wins as well. So Alex and Danny won Best Comedy Actor and Actress at the NODA Awards, was amazing. So yeah, I think that was a really proud moment, and then the other wins that we had. So I think that night really was a massive achievement. It will be an amazing night out. I can promise you, you will laugh the whole time that you're out there. We're working really hard to put on a show that everybody will love. So I think it will be well worth coming out for the evening. I don't know, I'll just wipe that bit off.
Wipe that bit off.
Yeah.